Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Ha, Racha, Kodash, Ma'amah. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS and their elders. Double honors to my elder, Aharawan Ban Yasharala of the Lions Den Camp, here in Jacksonville, Florida. Salutations to the Sentiakim, pushing his truth and sincerity around the four corners of this earth. I'm in the car, Harab Ban Yasharala of the Lions Den Camp, located here in Jacksonville, Florida. Not today, I'll be coming out a lesson. It is on another article, and it says here, it is talking about India purchasing missile squadrons from Russia, and it's just again, this is just denoting that the Lord is mustering these armies, these nations' armies, up for war. It says, over the past few days, the conflict between India and Pakistan has intensified, resulting in the exchange of airstrikes, drone strikes, and missiles. India has been bolstering its surface-to-air missiles platforms in recent years in preparation for attacks from neighboring countries or other adversaries. Emphasis on other adversaries, according to prophecy. This is one such surface-to-air missile system is the Russian-made S-400 Triumph, which was developed in 2007. NATO's reporting name for the S-400 is SA-21 Growler. This is, but India refers to it as Sudarshan Chakra, and I looked it up. I'm gonna do it again. Yeah, see, that's what the problem is right there. That's exactly what that's exactly what happened. And again, let's try this once more. And here it is right here. Is I'm just looking at the AI overview of it. It says that that word it says is a divine spinning weapon associated with their Lord, Vishnu, the one of the false gods that they worship in Hinduism. And its name, the meaning is auspicious vision or good vision. And these nations gathering up, should I say, bolstering their defense systems, their weaponry is an auspicious vision of the things, or should I say the third woe that is to come. Prophecy. And here it goes into the divine weapon and symbol of power and all that. But yeah. But, and Salakia, the definition that I had the first time, it has changed it. This how this devil is. But at first it said divine judgment. But let's continue. Salakia. But again, it says, but India refers to it as the Sudarshan Chakra, or chakra, however you say that. According to a report from Times of India, Indian forces paid Russia for $5.43 billion, I guess, or in whatever their currency is, to for a total of 5 combat-ready squadron missile systems. It says currently India has placed 3 S-400 squadrons in defense of the country in the current conflict with Ukraine. The missile systems is flexible enough to allow for multiple types of munitions, depending on what the user is defending against. So this new current missile system that India has purchased, not purposed, but purchased, it can be used with an array of different, we'll say, munitions types, as it says here in the article. So that means these missile systems can also launch nuclear powered warheads. You see, the Lord is gathering up everything before our very face, before our eyes. And people ain't paying attention, but the men of the Lord, the hopeful elect, those who stand for Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, we have the eyes to see and the ears to hear. And some of us, he gave us a mouth to speak what we see and what we hear. It's called the watchman that the Lord has set up so that we can tell our people and let it be known what is going on in the earth. But again, it says currently India has placed 3, some sources say 4, S-400 squadrons in defense of the country in the current conflict with Pakistan. The missile systems is flexible enough to allow for multiple types of munitions depending on what the user is defending against. The United States Army reports that an individual S-400 launcher can carry 3 or 4 missiles. That's what it looked like right there. You know, it says the S-400 consists of a system of individual pieces working together. The actual missile launcher, which is mounted and launched from an 8-wheeled drive truck, or an APC, armored personnel carrier, a missile transporter truck, and a trailer. A crane for which to load the missiles and subsequent radars. One of the missiles used by the S-400, the 40N6, has a nearly 400-pound warhead and reportedly has a range of 155 miles. That allows the S-400 to track and destroy aircraft, fighter jets, helicopters, drones, and even fast-moving cruise missiles. Before it's within visual range, Pakistan currently flies aircrafts like the JF-7, which was developed with the help from China. It says India and Russia are not the only users of the S-400. Turkey, China, and Belarus are also operators of the S-400 surface-to-air missile system. The United States says that the S-400 has upwards of a 90% probability against, so like a 90% hit probability against fighter jets and other fixed wing aircrafts like drones. When they come down to it, they ain't gonna be shooting at no aircraft. They're gonna be shooting them things over here. And it says it has a 90% hit probability. That's a very high probability. That's like pretty much they don't miss. It says at $5.42 billion for 5 eventual S-400 squadrons, India is sparing no expense when it comes to protecting the airspace. So there you go. These nations yet again getting ready, and it is the Lord who is readying these nations, because again, war is afoot. War is in the air and it's thick. But without further ado, let's just get right into it. This is Isaiah chapter 13. And I'm going to start at verse 3. Even though this is the Lord mustering up the armies, of his wrath. India is part of the army of his wrath, and these other nations as well. Russia, China, Japan, all these nations. The Lord is mustering them up, getting them ready. They ultimately going to come against Babylon, America. And with their new current systems, their missile systems, their armaments, you know, they're gonna use those same things, those same we'll say delivery mechanisms in our vehicles to deliver those arrows from wherever they're at in the world over here to Babylon, America. May sound like a broken record, but whatever. This is what the Lord said in his word. These are not my words. These are not the words of men. This is not a hope. It happened. The Lord said it's going to happen. So guess what? It is going to happen. But let's continue. Verse 3, it says, I have commanded my sanctified ones. And of course, this is also going into the Lord using the Medes to destroy Babylon too. But I'm only going to read about a few scriptures. But again, it says, I have commanded my sanctified ones. I have also called my mighty ones for mine anger, even them that rejoice in my highness. So the Lord has called these armies, these nations' armies together, just like he did back then. He used the Medes to come against Babylon, to destroy Babylon back then. But guess what? The Lord is now mustering and grabbing these other nations' armies up, riling them up to come against modern day Babylon, which is called America. The Lord has commanded his sanctified ones. Meaning the Lord has set this aside. He has set these nations' armies aside for this very moment, for a very specific moment. We'll say in history, in his story, in the Lord's story. But continuing, it says, I have called my mighty ones for mine anger, even them that rejoice in my highness. So the Lord he has called these nations together. It says, the noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord Yahweh mustereth the host of the battle. So the Lord is getting these nations more riled up. He's getting these nations to come together. Look at BRICS. And it has been a handful of more nations that have joined unto BRICS. So the Lord is mustering up the host for the battle. It says, the like as of a great tumultuous noise, like a great noise. That's how the Lord is gathering these armies together, these nations' armies together. He is mustering up them, getting them riled up, getting them ready to go to war, getting them prepared to use deadly force. Not deadly force, not deadly force if necessary. No, to use deadly force, period. This is the Lord's doing. Real quick. Let me go to something else. Salakia. There we go. Jeremiah 50. This disrespectful ass train. Jeremiah 50 verse 29. It says, call together the archers against Babylon, all you that bend the bow, camp against it round about. Let none thereof escape. Recompense her according to her work, according to all that she has done, do unto her. For she hath been proud against the Lord Yahweh, against the Holy One of Israel. So it's ultimately going to come down to Babylon, America being destroyed, regardless of how much those may not want it to be destroyed, or who think that, oh no, that's not going to happen. The Lord is calling together the archers. And who are the archers? The archers are these other nations. These other nations are the ones that bend the bow. They have the power to shoot their arrows upon this place. And it says, and let none thereof escape. Those who have not been serving Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, those who have not been standing for the Lord in truth and sincerity, calling on Yahweh, calling on Yahweh Shai, those people are not going to escape the judgment. Let none thereof escape. Nothing is going to escape this place outside of the hopeful elect of Israel, because this place has been wicked. The works that this place has done, those who run this place, the things that they've done around the four corners of the earth. That's why it says recompense her according to her work. According to all that she has done, do unto her. So every wickedness and every bit of deplorableness that this country has done around the four corners of the earth is going to come back. But it's going to come back in the form of a fiery judgment. It's going to come back in the form of well, just leave it at that. It's going to come back in the form of ultimate destruction. Because while this place has been proud against the Lord Yahweh, the Heavenly Father, and against the Holy One of Israel, he's been proud against even the Lord himself. This place, this devil. So again, this is going to be more articles like this coming out, more things. And of course, this devil, he doesn't report on certain things, on purpose, because he doesn't want to spook the people, but it's too late. A sound of battle is in the land, and of great destruction. Shalom.